Hey y'all, it's Recess Recap on summer vacation with Beyonce. Hey y'all, welcome back to Recess Recap. I'm your host, Miss T.
And I'm Miss J. We're cousins, besties, and veteran teachers who are finally out of the classroom and on break.
Yes. Okay, well, physically, because, mentally, if you're like me, you're still waking up around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning in a panic.
Yeah. Well, this episode is dedicated to that sweet stretch of time that we call summer break.
Summertime. Hey.
Okay, wait.
Gonna sit back and unwind.
Hello?
What? You not gonna unwind with me?
Not like that.
Let's get into it.
Well, before we get into it, Recess Renegades, we have some people we've got to put in timeout. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody can't play with us.
That's right. And I know exactly who can't play with us today. And I think you know definitely who needs a timeout.
Who needs a timeout, girl?
All right. So Recess Renegades, Miss T and Miss J are on summer break, just like you. And we're actually recording this episode together in Houston. Because every year we have our annual cousins trip. So this year we made plans to see Queen Bee at the Cowboy Carter concert. With that said, timeout goes to whichever crew members had Beyonce sitting sideways all in the days, suspended hundreds of feet in the air above the crowd when she did not ask for that. And I know manager Blue Ivy Carter didn't sign off on that. No. What did you say? She was
hanging in there like a disco ball.
Yeah, she didn't. That's not what we paid for. And she certainly didn't put in for that. So whoever you are, not only did you almost very much damage the queen, we also didn't get to hear 16 Carriages the second night.
16 Carriages.
I said we didn't get to hear it from her. We didn't get to hear from her the second night.
I mean, okay? I can sing.
I mean, I didn't want her to be up in the car flying around the stadium. I mean, Mama Tina was there. I'm sure she was like, not going to happen, not on her watch. But I wouldn't have minded if she was crisscross applesauce singing at the end of the stage.
At the end of the stage, like sitting on the dock of the bay?
Yeah.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Again.
Watching clouds.
Are you done? Thank you. But that's what I wanted because I love that song. But shout out to the queen because, you didn't deserve that. And sometimes we just don't deserve you. Lord have mercy. Ooh. All right. You know how much I love her. So yeah. You know what? Y'all crew members, whether you were the NRG crew members or the Cowboy Carter tour member, crew members, I don't know who you are. But whoever you are, time out.
Time out. So in case you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Miss J. I teach elementary school, which means on the last day of school, my kids cried and they hugged me and they told me I'm the best teacher ever. And then they walked out the door with all my colored expo markers. Y'all know how expensive those are.
Goodness gracious. Well, I'm Miss T. I teach middle school where the goodbyes can be very, very emotional, especially for those Velcro students, if you know what I mean. And then the ones who don't like you so much or pretend like they don't like you, just kind of get that head nodding. But
we started Recess Recap to share the chaos, the joy, and the petty, so petty stories.
Oh, they get petty, y'all.
That keep us going throughout the year.
This week's theme, summer break shenanigans. All right, it's time to look at teachers on summer break in the wild. You know, people think we just sleep in and sip lemonade or
some mimosas. No strawberry daiquiri. Or mojito.
Any of those things. But they think we do that for like 8 weeks straight. No. We're just out here living our best lives. No. And while I might do that like for the first week, I don't do that all summer.
Because you looking at me, I'm over here, I'm working on PD.
For sure.
I'm taking care of my family.
As always.
I'm doing the dreaded grocery shopping.
Boo.
I'm looking to my left and to my right to make sure that not only am I picking up what I need, but I'm dodging those students who think they might know me.
Oh, child.
And all the while I'm doing this, I'm also trying to remember who I am and get a little style time in.
As you deserve. So let's break down the types of teachers on summer break. I got a list. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it. Here it goes.
We've got the vanisher. No social media, no text, just vibes. The overscheduler. That's the 14 trainings, 3 conferences, and 2 grad school courses. Shout out to y'all, because y'all really be out here doing it, right? Then we got our side hustlers. That's the summer school teacher, tutoring, Ubering, making candles, just entrepreneuring. Respect to y'all. Then we've got the, yes, I'm jealous when I say this, the jet setter. That's the international teacher of mystery. Bali today, Cancun tomorrow, San Francisco, New York for a night. Hey, can you do brunch tomorrow? Yeah, you know who you are. And I see quite a few of y'all living it up on Instagram. As you should. You deserve it. And then there's the I'll do it later queen.
Hey, that's me. I know what you mean. You mean like do laundry? I'm going to do it later.
Hey.
Finish those PD hours? I'm going to do it later. Take a shower?
You definitely doing that later.
No, well, later on in the night, I stay clean.
Okay. Well, I forgot one. That's the mom teacher hybrid.
That's you.
That's definitely me, because you're the camp counselor by day and the exhausted ghost who just wants to read her many books by night.
Yeah, that's you.
Oh, and let's not forget the let me check my email for school real quick, folks.
Girl.
Sir, ma'am, no,
log off. It's still gonna be broken in August. Well, July
for some of us.
Most of us. When you go back,
that's true. It's still gonna be broken. So just log out. All right, it's time for story time. And this week's theme is when those summer plans go to the left, to the left.
Well, I got a story or two. So, in the summertime, us teachers, we sometimes like to be adventurous. Like the time me and my cousin went to the lake and we rented paddle boats and we were paddling the boats and we got stuck in the middle of the lake and we could not figure out how to get back to the shore. So the lifeguard had to come rescue us.
Yeah, no fun.
So I was perusing the internet and I found a story that was kind of amusing to me. So there was this teacher who decided over summer break she was going to go to China and help students learn English.
Oh, so she's like the jet setter and the side hustler.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel it.
So she's over there. She's working with the class. She's got a small class, not too many, but enough. You know what I mean. And she's got one little boy she just subs, and he's just so sweet and timid. And one day, he jumps up, and he comes running to the classroom, yelling, my ass, my ass!
Wait a minute, what?
She done cocked her head. She done looked at him. What?
Is this a recap from last week?
my ass, he says again. And he's rubbing his eyes. She goes, what? What's hurting you? And he's looking around and he's starting to notice some of the kids laughing at him and snickering. And he says it again one more time. My ass, my ass. And he's rubbing his eyes and they're turning red. And then he looks to one of his good friends who then he whispers something back and forth. I'm assuming they must have been translating. Because all of a sudden he yells out, not my ass, my eyes are hurting.
Oh,
the whole class busts out laughing. And one of the kids just goes, bro, take that to the nurse.
Now, the one that said, bro, take that to the nurse, you knew he was talking about his eyes and not his ass. And you had him up there looking silly.
He learned English pretty well. Okay.
Must have been. All right. So, I have a travel hellscape story. Air travel hellscape, I like to call it.
Share, we gotta know.
All right. Some of you teachers out there might identify with me. You often take kids somewhere in the summer. Some of your students, you're not identifying with me.
Not at all.
Okay, but some of us have national competitions that happen in the summer. Okay, some of you do those summer field trips. I'm one of those teachers. So last summer, I was taking 3 students to Iowa.
Who goes to Iowa?
Those of us who are going to the National Speech and Debate Tournament.
It's me.
Okay. All right. So my kids had worked really hard to get there. So we were really excited. Get to the airport, get on the plane. In front of my seat is the little map, and it shows you how you're traveling. I love looking at those. So nerdy. I love it. So I fall asleep on the ride, and then when I wake up, I see that the plane is just looping. It's looped like 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, why are we landing? Why are we looping? I asked my colleague, and he's like, yeah, there's a really bad storm, and we might be rerouted to Chicago. Mind you, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Okay. Sure enough, there goes that plane looping, and then it veers off. I was like, oh, what are we going to do? So we landed Chicago safely. They keep us on the plane for 3.5 hours.
I thought that was illegal.
It wasn't illegal then. I wish it had been. 3.5 hours. Mind you, we landed at 11. I think we got off the plane around 3 o'clock in the morning with 3 students, 2 parents, and my colleague and I. We ended up having to sleep in the airport. And there are no beds in the airport. You got to sleep on, if it's an updated airport, which Chicago is, you could kind of sleep on those round benches. But you also had to keep an eye out on the students while you were sleeping. It was torture. We don't get to leave Chicago till 10 a.m.
Ooh.
Guess what time the competition starts?
Oh, 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. Anyways, let's fast forward to the end of the trip where we're finally getting to go home. Okay? Because the trip was pretty good. And now we're finally getting to go home. Just needs some smooth sailing. Was there smooth sailing, Miss J?
Not in this adventure, I'm sure.
Of course not. Our flight was supposed to leave at 6 a.m. We get to the airport at 4. As we're pulling up, about to get out the Uber, text from the airline. This flight has been delayed until 12 p.m. That's 8 hours of sitting in a very small airport with really nowhere to sit, on chairs, being dog tired. Then around 8 a.m., they say this flight has been canceled.
Not canceled.
So you mean we're not going home today? Then the ticket agent tells us, oh, the next available flight is on Tuesday.
What day is it?
Sunday. It's Sunday. The way I wanted to rent a car, I was like, look, we can rent a car. I can drive. I can drive us, all of us. I can drive all night. I just want to go home. After a night in a very seedy hotel and all night on the telephone, we were finally able to get out early the next morning, the next day, and get these kids home, but more importantly, get me home to my family. So that airline definitely owes me and all of my counterparts 2 extra days of summer.
Sound like 3.
Because it was crazy. It was absolutely wild.
Tell me about what happened with the kids in the competition.
Oh, well, they did a really, really good job. 2 out of the 3 made top 6 in the nation, which was really good. But guess what? My 3rd student, I felt so bad because her round started at 10 a.m. that day that we were getting to that our flight was taking off at 10 a.m. So my baby did not get to make it to the second round, make it to finals, which was a stinker, and she had worked so hard. But shout out to her. She's doing great things now.
That sucks.
Well, guys, it's time for Teacher's Pet.
Oh, I didn't know we had a song to that. Anyway, this week's Teacher's Pet, it goes to Miss T's Amazon delivery person.
Excuse me?
Because she got boxes at the door, y'all.
Okay.
To the left,
right.
To the right, to the front, to the back.
Really? Okay.
Oh my gosh. 6, 7, 8 boxes a day.
Not even halfway true, but just a little true. And also, how else was I supposed to find a really good outfit for the Cowboy Carter tour?
You needed that.
Exactly. Because when she got here, I showed her all my outfit options that I had in my closet. She told me they were all trash. And the one she said I looked like a freaking milkmaid.
Ooh, we need to be cowboy chic, not a milkmaid, okay?
Anyways, I'm giving teacher's pet to our new Recess Renegades. I'm giving it to all of you, okay? Thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for the kind comments on episode 1. Thank you for the likes and the shares. They mean the world to us. So shout out to all of our Recess Renegades who are our teacher's pet this week.
That's perfect.
All right, Recess Renegades. You know what time it is. Your homework for this week.
So your homework for this week is to share with us some teacher moments from break. You know, when you lay back and it's 3 p.m. and you still got your pajamas on. Or you're reading a book in the kitchen.
Okay.
And there's dishes in the sink.
Ooh.
Or maybe you lay back in that lawn chair, you sipping that mojito.
Okay, I like it. I like these things.
Watching the TV and there's a pile of laundry that needs to be folded next to you. Go ahead and post it. Share with us.
Because you deserve all the break. Okay? Tag us. Use hashtag Recess Renegades so we can hype you up.
Also, stay hydrated. Don't open your school email. And if your admin sends you a quick just checking in text.
Just respond with new phone. Who this?
That's a perfect response.
So, well, that's it for episode 2. If you laughed, nodded, or felt deeply seen, share this podcast with your teacher besties.
Hey, we've got more wild episodes coming your way next week. Until then,
enjoy your much-deserved summer break, and you'll hear us next week for Recess Recap.